Hello, everyone. Now, today's topic is contrast. Unit 2D from student's book, the intermediate, past simple and past continuous. Here, it means to compare. For example, when there is a contrast, it means there is a difference. And now here I have used it as a verb. Mm, for example, I can say like contrast. I can contrast it. Yeah. Can you contrast it? Can you compare it like this? Um, Distinguish here, it means differentiate. Differentiate. For example, when you can distinguish, differentiate, you know the contrast, you know the difference between two things or maybe people, the use of the past simple and past continuous. Now, first of all, before starting these tasks, we have to make a clear introduction, make a clear, explanation for you. I try to do that. For example, when do we use past simple? We use past simple for an action which is completed, which was, completed in the past. Of course, we know both of them are used in the past tense, but past simple tense and past continuous tense, which here it means, for example, past simple was just, it happened in the past. It wasn't in the process at a certain time. But here, past continuous tense is used for the action, an action that was in the process at a certain time. Now, what I mean here is now I'll make an example for that. Here, take a look. For example, when I talk about past simple, for example, like yesterday, yeah, I did my homework. It means just it happened in the past. So that's it. But if I say about the exact time, certain time, yesterday at let's say 2 p.m., I was doing my homework. It means at that exact time I was doing. I was, my doing homework was in the process. It wasn't finished. But here in the past simple, you don't know just was it in the process. Just I'm telling you that it finished, it was completed. It is about the completed action. But here past continuous is used mostly for the action which was in the process. And also mostly is used like time expressions, exact time, maybe like these expressions are use it mostly in past continuous. But past simple, you don't know. Just it's general. For example, last year, yesterday, last week, or maybe you can say like maybe 3 days ago, by using ago, last, like this, yeah. But in past continuous, again, I'm telling you, there is an exact time. Sometimes it's not used, but it means the process, action was in the process. It wasn't finished. It wasn't complete. Now let's begin here. A cold wind was blowing and large dark clouds were moving across the sky. 100 meters from the cliffs, the boat was rising and falling with the waves. Harry took off his jacket and his jeans and put them behind a rock. Then he climbed down into the water and began to swim. As he was getting near the boat, he heard a shot. He held his breath and dived onto the waves. Now, here, it's as you can see here, past continuous are used here, tenses, sentence. Colin was blowing, large dark clouds were moving. These actions were in the process. They were not complete. 100 meters from the cliff, the boat was rising, falling with the waves. And those four actions were in the process. And suddenly, Harry took off, at that time, Harry took off. While those four actions were in the process, Harry took off his jeans, his jacket, and put them behind a rock, and he climbed down. Uh, all those actions which Harry did are going in the process. For example, he first of all took off his jacket, then jeans, put them behind the rock, and he climbed down and he began to swim, right? While those four actions, which I mean, a cold wind was blowing, large dark clouds were moving, all those actions were in the process at that time. As he was getting near the boat, another action which was in the process, he heard a shot and he held his breath and dived. Now, yeah, as we have mentioned here, past simple is used for an action which was completed. This and also for the actions which happened sequentially, one by one. Also use it past simple. This can use for an action, yeah, which was in the process, which wasn't finished at that time. Now it is a short extract from the story where is Harry at the start of the paragraph. Where is he at the end? Now, at the start of the paragraph, he is mostly, I guess, he is at the shore, I guess, because at the shore, he took off his jacket, jeans, and put them behind the rock because the rock there is mentioned. And at the end, he's now let's talk about, just he is under the wave. He is under the wave, right? Under the ocean, maybe. I don't know. So now, if you talk about the action which happened, of course, I would say here. Now, here is asking for me, where is he? That's why I'm telling he is under the wave. He is in the ocean. He is swimming. But actually, when you talk about those actions that happened, he was at the shore at the beginning of the story, and he was under the wave. He was swimming. I use past continuous. We use the past simple for a sequence of events. Sequence, it means the actions which happen one by one. Like, for example, here, he took off his jacket and then jeans, he put them behind, and after that, he climbed down and he began to swim. It's this sequence of events. For example, in the morning, I woke up and washed myself and made my bed, and I had breakfast and left home. It's a sequence of events. The events happen one after another. Yeah, we had lunch, and after that, then we put on our coats and left. Put on wear, it means to wear. We use the past continuous to describe a scene in the past. The events were in progress at the same time. It was raining, people were wearing raincoats and carrying umbrellas. Like here, it's used like a cold wind was blowing and large dark clouds were moving across the sky, and his boat was rising and falling with the waves. Yeah, we use the past simple as the past continuous together for a single event that interrupted. Interrupt means disturbed, like bother maybe. A longer event is past. For example, as I was getting dressed, my friend phoned. I was getting dressed, but at that time, my friend phoned to me. Yeah. This was a longer event and something interrupted. It's a short event. Now we will match sentences from 1 to 6 from the extract in exercise 1 with rules. Okay, now for the 1, the first is a cold wind was blowing like it's describing scene. That's why the first is B. Next is the second. 100 meters, a cliff, the boat was rising, falling with the waves. Again, it's B because it's describing the scene. It was in the process, right? At the same time. Next, third sentence is here. Harry took off his jacket and his jeans and put them behind a rock. Yeah, the actions are happening in a sequence. That's why third is here sequence A. Okay, the first is then he climbed down, began again. A. Fifth one. As he was getting near the boat, he heard a shot. It's C, because longer even was he was getting near the boat, but suddenly, something interrupted. He heard a shot. And the last one is he held his breath and dived under. Again, it is A because the actions are happening in a sequent way. Complete sentence is a passive, continuous and passive forms of verbs and brackets. While, and now I will tell you something here. While as they are the synonym, while I was getting dressed, as I was getting dressed, while he and while when it comes to using while or maybe as, always it's used past continuous. It's not, for example, not always past continuous. I mean, but continuous forms of the tenses are used. For example, future continuous, present continuous, like this, not simple forms of the tenses. While he was listening to their arguments, the boat's engines started. Oh, the long action is here. They were listening. He was listening to the argument, to their argument, but suddenly it started. The engine started. Someone fell into the water. Yeah, and to the water. Harry realized who it was and jumped. All actions are happening in a sequence. Again, A, in a sequence of events. Still underwater, he swam close to the boat. Still underwater, he was swimming. Then swam here. Swam close to the boat, then, because here is used then came up silently without making any noise. Three people were arguing. The argument was in the process. The boat, let me, zoom in here. The boat began to move away, as he was deciding what to do. He heard a scream. Yeah. Before he started moving, Harry quickly climbed onto the back of the boat and hit. The past simple of this word is hit, hide. It's not hide it, hit. Okay, now I can move to the next task here. There is no need to listen to it. No, you can do it yourself. Grammar builder. Okay, now let's do that. 126 pages here. It will not take a while, I hope, but it's worth, knowing. 126, here we go now. When it comes to using when, it's used past simple. You have to know this. and again then past simple. But when while or maybe as are used, here you can use past continuous and then past simple. You have to know this, formula. When Molly dropped her phone on the floor, it broke. Again, it's like kind of actions which happen in a sequence way, right? When Molly dropped it, first he dropped it and then it broke. When my parents got home, they found sequence again, sequence it happened. And Martin didn't hear the phone because he didn't hear. And never we cannot use, for example, wasn't hearing because it is an active form. It's a stative verb, you cannot use in a like action form. The phone because he was having, it was in the process. At 8 p.m. last night, again, as you can see here, we have a certain time. So I was sitting at my desk, but I wasn't working. When I saw Ben and Tia, they were sitting, was in the process, right? On a beach, laughing and chatting. Now, here the spelling thing that you have to know. Again, sitting, double T, right? And chatting, double T. It was a warm afternoon, but the sun wasn't shining because it's talking about the afternoon. It's like kind of a, certain time of the day. It's not a general, for example, yesterday it didn't shine. No, it's about the afternoon. That's why it wasn't shining. Next, while, yeah, what to use here? While we were taking spelling here, my grandmother to hospital, our car broke down. Broke down, it means it wasn't working. Mostly it's used for the machines, right? When it's breaks, I mean breaks. I lost my watch while you know what to use here. We were playing volleyball in the park. Again, here is same as the first. Second sentence. While we were having dinner, my dad arrived home. We were having dinner when my dad arrived. That's arrived. They have the similar meaning here. While, but when. The difference is that while you use here, past continuous, but when it comes to using when, you use past simple. Before that, you can use, yeah, past continuous. I was trying to sleep when the phone rang. The phone rang while I was trying to sleep. The action was in the process, but the suddenly, short like kind of a events and interruption happened here. She was climbing up some rocks when she fell. As she was climbing up some rock, she fell. While you were shopping at Ideal, you were shopping mm, when I tidied your room. Tidy, it means to clean it. The boat hit some rocks as it was sailing towards the shore. The boat was sailing when it hit some rocks. Yeah. Again, we have, I guess it's the last one, yeah. Simple past continuous. Now it was past midnight. It was after midnight. It means after here. After midnight, it's in the middle of the night, right? When Helen arrived home, she closed the door quietly because her parents were sleeping, were sleeping because sleeping, the action was in the process upstairs as she was taking up because here it's used as while her coat she saw a letter on the floor with her name on it. She opened it, the letter, and read. Yeah, it's the same, but the pronunciation, here's the difference between, the pronunciation of this word, red, like a color. Then she could, secondly, and the actions are happening here, it's in her pocket, picked it up her coat and went out again. And it was a cold night, but it wasn't raining. We cannot say, for example, it didn't rain. It was about the night. Again, it's a part of the day, right? A few people were walking, describing the scene towards the high street. So Helen crossed the road, and followed them. She didn't know where they were going, but she didn't want to be alone. So that's it now. I guess we can go back to our student's book here. Units, what was that? 2D, yeah. Now, when a single event interrupts a longer event, we can use either while or as with the past continuous or when with the past simple. Now, yeah, in the grammar builder, we have based some of the examples, sir, as well. While as I was walking along the beach, I found a gold coin. Yeah, continuous here. And then second sentence is used in the past simple. I was walking along the beach when simple here. It's so, simple to know. Look out, we can know he was getting near his boat when, yeah, we have talked about it, right? Here, as while he was getting near his boat, he heard. And what else? Yes, that's it. Now, next is just choose an interruption from box B for each activity in box. Okay, now I would not, let's do, write 5 sentences. Maybe I will do three of them. As they were fighting, Harry heard a helicopter. Mm, okay, now what can I say here? As he was climbing back onto the boat, maybe I can say while he was climbing back onto the boat, he heard gunshot, right? He heard gunshots. It means the sound of shooting. Next, uh, as he was hiding, he, let's say, found a case of money. Case it's like it's a suitcase here. Mm, as he was putting on dry clothes, put on it means like wearing. He was putting spelling again. on dry clothes. He did what? He or he remembered something important, maybe, right? He remembered something important. Okay, now you can take as an example, like by you know reading these examples. Yeah, so clear. You have to know how to use it while as they are used with the past continuous, but after this second sentence is used in past simple. Also, you can use in this way. For example, he found a case of money and as he was hiding. The difference is that here you cannot use comma, right? While here we have a comma, but we don't have here. Here we don't have anything. Just you can use just like this way. Speaking. Okay, now I'll do a little bit speaking here. Now, did Harry know the person who fell into the water? Oh, I don't know. Because here we don't have, as part of the story, that's why we can guess here. We can speculate, right? Did Harry know the person who fell into the water? I guess he didn't know. As he was hiding, back of the boat, he saw a man who fell into the water, but he didn't know him. Did they fight or help each other? They were fighting because as he was, you know, swimming, he heard a shot, and people were fighting. They were arguing. What happened to the boat? Uh, he heard some gunshots. They were fighting, as I have mentioned about it. Did Harry return to the shore or get on the boat? He didn't get on the boat. He just, what can I say? I don't know what the story was about. He didn't return to the shore. He got on the boat. Yeah, what happened next? I don't know. Just, I don't know. Let's do a little bit listening here. We'll know what happened at the end of this story.
Lesson 2D, Exercise 9. The woman in the water was Sophie. He and Harry were both police officers. They were investigating a diamond robbery. Sophie wasn't moving, so Harry held her head above the water and swam with her back to the shore. When they reached the shore, Sophie opened her eyes again. What happened? Asked Harry. I told the robbers that I wanted to buy the diamonds, replied Sophie. One of them believed me, and the other didn't. He tried to kill me. Harry looked out to the sea. The boat was turning round. Why are they coming back? He said. They want the diamonds, said Sophie. Look, got them. I was holding them when you pushed me into the sea.
Oh, it's really sad story, right? In my ending, yeah, it didn't happen. What I mentioned, what I talked to you, it didn't happen. Just here, Harry saw Sophie, and they were police officers who were investigating the robbery. Robbers were robbing like kind of a diamond, and yeah, and one of them believed her, but another didn't. And one of them pushed her into the water, into the sea. Yeah. Okay, just you can re-listen it again. Yeah, that's a really sad story, right? Okay, it was, I know, a little bit, uh, long explanation here, but you have to know. Again, I'm telling you, past simple is used for the action which was finished, completed. It happened in the past, of course. but past continuous is used for the action. Of course, it was in the past, but it was in the process. It wasn't finished. And there are certain, time expression which are used there. And of course, while as you have to know how to use them, past continuous. But when it comes to use it, when, of course, it's used with past simple. Thank you very much for your patience and have a good one. Thank you.